Hello guys, this is a advanced stock control system that I developed earlier, so let me just enter all of these details in here for you. And here we have a reorder date. Let's go for maybe 12th of December there, and level of reorder. Then we can order maybe about 400 plus at the rate of 1000 plus. Then stock take quantity, let's go for maybe 18. So all we just need to do is to save the information right there. Okay, so what I will do now is to take you guys straight into Visual Basic development environment, and I'll show you how I've put this together. So let's do that now. Hi, this is Visual Basic Advanced Stock Control System. I'm going to start by creating or clicking on New Project. Alright, now that the dialog box is ready, I'm going to select Visual Basic. Let's look for that. There we go. That's Visual Basic right there. Now let's select Windows Forms application and give this a name. We're going to call that VB underscore advanced stock control. There, save that. Okay, now that the form is ready, I'm just going to define the size of my form right there. Make that 1368 by, let's go for 700 there. Okay, the next thing I would like to do is to show you guys the database I intend to use. Right there, I will be using this very one here, this table that is called stock. Let me show you guys the design. That's the design right there that I've put together. Let's have a quick look at it right there, guys. So what I will do now is this very database, I will now import it straight into my Visual Basic. So let's close that and come straight to Visual Basic. Let's go straight into project. Now select add new data source, or we can always add new data source right here and go to next. Select next again, and then we need to import this verify onto the system. So let's browse for that verify. It's there somewhere on my desktop, and I believe that must be the file right there. Let's import that verify in and get rid of this. Test it if it works. Yes, it works. And then click on OK. Now let's click on next. This dialog is just to confirm if you would like to save the database into the project file, which I'll be doing. So let's click on yes. Now click on next. Now that is the table right there. There's nothing in here, so I only have the table in place. If you guys want to see it, that's the one I intend to use, the one with the stock. Alright, let's click on finish, and right there our table is ready. So I'm going to now click on this stock table, which is what I need. So let's select this stock table. Let's go for the details right there. Drag the details straight on board. The whole idea is to keep track of how many of each item I have inside the stock, and also to be able to record the reorder level and the reorder quantity for each item. That's the whole idea of this program. Now I have my data right there. So what I intend to do is just to modify the interface. Okay, so let's pick this from here. Let's come in here I need about 5 of those here. Let's print that here somewhere underneath here, and the rest of the data, let's grab this and just take it up here, right there. Okay, it's looking good. Now that I have this in place, let's get these 3 and just drag them that much, and this very one, bring it right up here somewhere here, about that. And these other ones, this and this, just drag them about that. I think that should do, or maybe just undo that. Yeah, let's undo that, move this one back in, get the toolbox, and right there I would need a panel. Get a panel in place. Yeah, enough about that. Okay, inside this panel, yeah, I would need a tool straight, this very one. There, now I have that inside the panel. Now that is ready, so let's click in here. That will be my, let's get a button there, another button here, and another one. Yeah, for about that, that's fine. And this very first one, let's go to the property and select an image for it. That will be my first. Let's go for, maybe we call that new. Yeah, that'll be fine. New, we call that new. Right there, let me come into my images here. I think I might have something in here that'll take care of that. Right there, have new. Okay, that is fine. New is in place. Now let's get the other one, and maybe we go for, let's look for something else. Save. Okay, no, let's change this to, instead of save, let's go for open new project. Now let's grab new project or open a file there. Now this one will be save, copy. Let's go for copy or cut first. The next one will be copy. Let's copy there, right there. And the next one, let's grab one for paste there. And that is all there is to it. So this very plain. Let me change it to control that deck, and I will also need rich text box. Rich text box. Let's come to all right there. Okay, now that the design is almost completed, just move this one and just drag it out. Drag it this way and bring it down. Okay, so what I'll do now is I will now speed up the whole process of the design of this interface, and I'll just get back to you guys. But before then, I'm going to need as follows. Before we start with the design, I will need save dialog. Then I also need, let's go for, okay, I'm going to need print. I have to be able to print, and a print document. I also need open dialog. Good. I have save, print dialog, open dialog. That means I'm going to need print. let's get a button there and get a print there. We need a printer to represent that. There we go. We got ourselves a printer right there. Good. Now if I run the program, it's not much anyway, but you guys just have a look at how the whole system looks like for now. Okay guys, that's how the whole system looks right now. We just need to do now is to modify it and make sure it looks much better. So let's do that now. Close that, and we're gonna need a couple of buttons here. Or maybe get another plane there. We jazz it up a little bit there, bring it down and change the color. Control that back, add some buttons. Those are my buttons in place. Okay, up about that. I will now speed up the whole process of this interface and get back to you guys. Guess what guys, this is how it's looking now, but I'm still not satisfied with the design of the interface, so I'm going to move these up. I've just copied a couple of those panel in here, so let's move this up a little bit. Okay, and here let's copy one more panel, or let's just grab a panel here. No, we might not need a panel. Let's come into data source, and right there let's grab this. That is the data grid view, and drag that. Let's place that right in here. Yeah, that's cool. And bring it there. I'll take it up here. All right. Okay, sort of like look a little bit busy now, so let's give it a run one more time. I think I like how it's looking now. I think I like it, so I'm going to settle for this, but there's one more thing that I need. I'm going to need a search box there that I can click and we can search for whatever stock that we might be looking for. Okay guys, the next thing is, let's add a search button here. Add a separator, then a label. Let's say that is about, let's go for about 300. Okay, 300, but we need to change the auto size first. Let's come here, auto size. Let's make that 4 so that we can change that. Okay, and come back here. Alright, that's good. Okay, we have the label in place, and here we need a combo box. Now another label. Let's go for another label that will say search. Now we now need a separator, a combo box, separator, and a text box there. Okay, let's add a bit of size to this text box. Let's see what the space we have first. Alright, make that, let's go for 200, and this, let's go for another 200, or maybe 3. Yeah, let's go for 300 here as well. There. So those we add as my search tool, and here let's get rid of that, so that I use that as a space in there. Alright, that's fine. So if I run it, let's see how it looks. Okay guys, check that out. That's how the interface is looking right now. There's no code, nothing in there, nothing works. So I'm going to start by let's start with this first. So this, let's give that a name. We call that will be txt search, and the other one cmb search. There. Okay, those two are taken care of. No, they shouldn't be inside. It's supposed to be the name. Change the name. Yeah. And here, that's a silly mistake made. Cut that off and change the name of that right there. Okay, now those two are taken care of. Let's come right in here. You see here, let's take care of that. That is reset button, btn reset. There, and double click on the reset button and enter the following lines of code. Let's go for dim I exit as dialog results. There. Now I exit equals message box dot show confirm if you want to exit. There. So let's just copy there and just call that stop control. There. Now comma message box button dot yes no comma message box icon dot question. There. Alright, the next thing is let's use an if statement to validate what has been selected. If I exit equals dialog result dot yes, then application dot exit. There. So that is taken care of. Now the next thing we want to do is let's double click on this and just go for the reset there. Txt reset dot, let's say clear equals there cmb search dot item. Oh, let's change it. Let's say text dot no equals. Let's go for equals select item. All right, so that will be select item. As well. Now we're going to copy this. Let's come straight into the form. Now the form we need as follows. We'll do that. We need the following. That will be the stock in. We need the products. Let's go for product code, stock in, and so on. Double click on that. And what we need here is cmd search dot items dot add. Now the first one we want to add is product code. Right there. Okay, that'll be the first one. We also need it to show select item, I think. Yeah, select item. Yeah. We need select item here. Okay, those two are in place. Now, let's come in here. You see where we have save. Those are the save function. I'm going to copy that and come here where it says save, double click on that, paste that in there. Now let's come into where it says, here we have move next. That's the next button there. So all I have to do is, let's grab the name of that. It's right here. Let's see, there we go. Stop binding source. Now for the stop binding source, double click on previous, just enter that in there, dot move next. There, taken care of. This will be dot move previous. Move previous. No, that will be move previous. Then we want first item dot move first. There. This one is dot move last. Dot move last. Then we have delete here. Double click on that. That's dot remove. I think it's remove current. There. That's it. All of those lines of code are taken care of, been looked after, or has been looked after. So now, okay, the next thing we want to do is let's add one more button here, and this button, let it be something like maybe an information system or help file. Just put something like that there. Okay, so we have that in place. Now let's start with this. Double click on maybe this, double click on the print and just enter the following lines of code for print right there. Now the next thing we want to do is double click on this, and that's for paste dot paste. There, that's for paste. Let's copy this. Now the next line of code is going to be copy and paste that dot copy. So that means we can copy from that very rich text box. Now we need dot cut. There, that's that ready. Then the next one we want to take care of is, let's take care of save, and right there enter the following lines of code for save. Alright, so now we need to take care of open. We already have the open dialog box there, so let's enter the following right there. Enter the following lines of code for open. Now new, let's take care of new. Let's say rich text box dots, instead of, let's just enter dot clear. So clear should give us new interface. Okay, now that is done. We now need this very dialog box here, or these objects, the print object. That's it right here. Double click on the print document and we enter as follows. We enter the following lines of code for the print. Alright, so that is e.graphic, draw the following. Okay, and that's my font size there. Maybe we should make that about 16, and that's it. So all of those lines of codes are taken care of. Just one more thing that is left is for us to take care of this search button, but I do need a button here. First thing first, let's add a separator and one button right there. That very button, let's come to the property and look for a button that will actually suit that very one. Let's come in here and look for something. Maybe, let me go for this. Why not? That open up the quest. Yeah, let's come in there. So your request will be taken care of by the so-called button here. So now if I run it, I already have two items in here. So run the program, drop this down. I have the following item. The first one is select an item, and the second one happens to be this. Or maybe get rid of that, select an item. Now I can then enter whatever item I intend to look for, and just click on this search button. So let's go for that search button and just give it a name. So come in here and let's give that btn search. There. Now I believe this has a name. Yeah, they all have a name. Okay, in here, instead of select item, let's change this one. I'm gonna get rid of this. So the default will be select item anyway. That'll be the default text. Default select item. Now let's look at where we will carry out the search. Maybe we carry out in stock, and let's see, stock intake, in stock, and maybe one more, maybe product. Yeah, we already have that, so we need 1, 2. Okay, let's just grab those two. So come in here, we have in stock and stock take. Let's copy that. So we have stock intake, and the other one is stock take in stock. Okay, that's in stock and stock take. There. Okay, that should do it. Alright, the next thing I want to do now is this very button. Double click on that and enter as follows. Okay, enter the following lines of codes. That's the line of code for the search. Okay, now the next thing is, you see the save file here. I've now entered some lines of code there. That's to enter all of this data. Okay, all of the data right in here into this rich text box. And we can also do that right here. If we click on save, we can also do that. So let me just copy all of this. Copy that and paste that right inside the save button here. Okay, just tap down, paste. So if we run it now, let's run it and see how it all looks like. Okay, now what we need to do is we have to enter all of the information inside this data. So that is supposed to be our product code. Okay, then the next thing is the description for this product. Let's say we have food there and department happens to be, let's go for department 001, and the category happens to be maybe veg, and location. Okay, let's say the location is I1. Okay, so let me just speed this up. Okay, now we've added all of the information that is required for the stock exchange. So all we just need to do is to enter all of this stock into the data we have in here. There. Okay, so we have all of those information into our stock exchange system, and we can just add more, and that is how the system works. Okay, we can also just add new data in there as follows, and just enter all of those information here. Okay, so with that, guys, I'll call it the end of this program, because it works exactly the same way. But before I leave, let me show you guys the lines of code to add all of the information in here. Okay, these are the lines of code for that added all the information that is required for order. But one other thing that this system does is we can save it. Okay, let's say we save it as stock 001, and let's save it on my desktop, and we can always open a new page. Okay, then open up whatever we saved. Let's say the stock 001. There we go, there, and then we can print there. That's the information to print. Okay, that is it right there. Okay, depend on how you want it. All right, and here that's supposed to be the help file. So what I intend to do is just to add about file there. So let me do that now, then we can call it the end of this whole program. So we'll come in here and give that a try. That works, and exit. Okay, to get the about system working, let's come in to add a new item, and right there, that is it. Let's click on about button, and let's come right in here. Let's come into the program and double click on that, and here we can just say about dot show. There. And one other thing is we now have the codes for these. That's the search function. So let's run it again, then you see what I'm talking about. So we enter our data in there. Okay, now come in here, the description for this. Let's say we go for beans, and department, we say department 9, category 12, location, let's go for aisle 7, and let's speed that up. Okay, now we have all of our information in place, so all we just need to do is to click on that, and there we go. We can also have all of those information here. Okay, and that's how the system works. So with that, I'm gonna call it the end of this program. I suppose you guys enjoyed, so you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.